All right, welcome back to another episode of Jacksonville's #1 podcast. PB Jax stands for Pioneers and Builders here in the city of Jacksonville. Today, for me, is a very special episode. It's one I've been wanting to do ever since I started the podcast. And today I'm here with Shai, who is the owner and co-founder of Olive My Pickle. And Shai, thank you so much for being on PB and Jax, man. Welcome to the show.
Randall, likewise. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome.
Awesome.
The agenda for today.
Yes.
I want to talk about the origin story, what you were doing before you decided to start the brand, how long you've been making pickles. We'll talk about what it was like to build the business and where we are today here in Jacksonville with multiple retail stores and what the future looks like. Does that sound good?
Whew. Sounds like lifetime.
Okay. That sounds great. Well, let's start. You are not from here.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I do have an accent, a little bit broken English. How to understand me, make it slow and simple. But yeah, originally I'm from Israel, born and raised. Served the military there. Learned a lot of the military how to apply in businesses, and which I think is phenomenal. Age of 23, I decided to pack my stuff and start traveling, because Israelis like to travel and explore the world. One place was in my mind that was always a precious place for me was North America, United States. So I came to the United States, traveled for 9 months, did a little bit of Canada, but again, United States was the goal. Like, why people focus in the United States so much. Took a short break from the traveling and said, like, let's see a little bit South America and focus on one country. So I went to Brazil, and that's where I met Charlotte, my wife, which she's not from Brazil, she's from the West Coast. We fell in love quickly, and numbers of months later, we got married in December of 2001. Till then, 25 years of marriage.
So this year will be the 25th year.
Absolutely.
Well, congratulations.
Awesome.
What was she doing down there?
She was actually also traveling. She took a break from her English second language at Buenos Aires, Argentina, and something she did again after college, university, just taking a break and do something different. So we say we both like to explore always new opportunities, which may be leading us to where we're going today. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and find and meet new people.
Yeah, okay. So if she was from the West Coast and you were in South America and considering coming to the States, how did you guys settle on Florida?
So it's a good question, because we both completely from the opposite sides, different citizenships, different culture, different language, different religion. Again, we fell in love, and I guess she needed to have a break from California. I needed to have a break from Israel. Completely two different places, and I think Florida, call it the Sunshine State. I call it opportunities, because I believed in the story which everyone says, this is the land of opportunities. I said, I'm going to explore it. But Florida is actually, I think it's one of the greatest, if not the greatest state to live at. A great governors, a great rules, and great for businesses. Great during COVID time. We can talk about it a little bit later. But cost of living, beautiful people around here. It's simple and a lot of sun.
Yes, there's a lot of sun.
Yes.
When you have my complexion, that becomes a problem sometimes, but I understand. Okay, so you came to Florida. What did you do when you came here? What did you do for work?
So, a couple of ideas I had was maybe doing a little bit like construction and home buildings. I like how Americans build homes. Like in 3 to 6 months, you can have completely house done from A to Z. And then on the other hand, it's like there's so much land, there's so much sun, there's so much water. The soil is great here. Farming is fantastic. So I met a person. We worked together in farming. And farming didn't work so well because farming has seasons, and you cannot have cucumbers or lettuce 365 with kind of any produce. So I focused on farming because I like to work with the soil, with the land, and be outdoor, not be in an office and take big risk in construction, because Then I think 2008 happened, and it goes up and down.
Yep.
But people always need to eat, and food and soil and farming connect you to our ancestor, and I love this feeling of it.
Okay. Well, how long have you? Obviously, I'm talking about post farming. We got
Yeah.
into where we were deciding to make product, fermented product, pickles, olives, etc. How long ago did you start doing that and considering selling that to the public?
Yeah, it's another great point because in the farming, I look for the opportunity, and we had the two opportunities. One, sell it to a big broker, which was very tough, very little money left at the end,
Yep.
or sell it in the farmer's market, and then you connect and meet people, which we met in the farmer's market
We
too.
did. Yep.
But again, farming and vegetables has season, what we do in the off season. And that's brought me back to my roots and spending time at home with my grandparents in the 80s, that we didn't watch TV, we didn't have video games. It was like go play outside until the 3 stars showing up in the sky, and
The Orion's belt. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, and
Yep.
come back home. And if you have nothing to do, you have to keep your hands busy. What is that? It's cleaning, cooking. I joined to my grandparents, and we made pickles. Go to the farmers, go to this farmer's market, go to the garden and pick and clean, peel the onions. So back then, you don't think about it, it's like work. It's kind of part of your living.
Yep.
And then when I was here doing farmers markets, it's like it's the same thing I did. Let's try to bring pickles again, because I love pickles. And these are different pickles that most people know here, because these are saltwater brine pickles, which I didn't know much the different. But yeah, got to the farmers markets and did small batches, literally from little jars, 4-foot table, set them, and
Yeah.
literally like in an hour it was gone. So next week I said, instead of 6 jars, let's make 12 jars, and
Yep.
it's gone. It's gone. Then let's bring more and more. And sure enough, we knew that we need to find a better home for the business, which Northeast Florida we targeted, and was probably one of the best decisions I made, moving to Jacksonville.
And when did that happen?
I would say in 2010 we made the first official move. Again, I knew some stuff, the agriculture part, Department of Ag and Health of Florida,
Yeah.
and moving to Jacksonville, which gave us great opportunities from real estate, schools, resources, cost of living. Moving over here, and then Charlotte and I revived the whole business opportunity, and we decided to take it to the next level with a new name, a new service. Instead of selling them in small jars or plastic containers, we moved to the wooden barrels, which
Yep.
is on the market,
Yep.
and let people mix and match and have fun and sample and talk. And from the olives to the pickles we make, and till the very day, or until the last farmers, we had a great success.
You really did. I remember, and we'll get to me in a bit, going to the farmer's market and just praying to
Yeah.
God that you still had some supply when I got there.
Yes.
Yeah, they did go incredibly fast. Now, admittedly, I was only there for the olives. I
Yeah.
wasn't there for the pickles.
Yeah.
But
There's something for everyone. So
yeah,
even though I love pickles, quite honest, I don't love everything we make, because as we start making it to the American culture and palate, we find out they like more garlic, less salt, more this, more that, more spicier, more. So it wasn't like what Shai likes. At the farmers market gave us the great opportunity, many great opportunities. One of them is listening to the customers, customer voice, what they like, how they like. Like I'm sure I even listened when you came and says like, I like the olives, but without the pits. It's like, you know what? Americans like olives without pits. And then I heard it over and over and over. So we moved all the lines with olives with pits and focused with pitted olives and blended pit olives. And then olive salads like the mozzarella. And following the farmers market trend did help us in many ways connect to the customers, stay local, support the local, and it's a great opportunity to work and raise money.
yeah.
And don't spend the money, save it to the next step and next level.
Okay, of course.
Yeah.
When did you first start going to the farmer's market? What year?
I would say early as 2000, 2011, and actually it was a funny thing is when we decided to start the company, we didn't have the name even, Olive My Pickle, and we thought like, okay, we need to have all the license and the health department license and all those bureaucratic paperworks, but we don't have a name. So I told Charlotte, honey, let's come up with a name, and we didn't know, and he says like, let's just call it Florida Delico. Why? Why? Because it's kind of like a daily Florida. It's an awful name. We still have it. But then we DBA to Olive My Pickle, which Charlotte was a year later in 2011. We're driving and she says, what about the name Olive Pickle and more, or Olive Pickle, etc.? I said, and then she said, maybe Olive My Pickle. She's like, oh, this is the worst name ever. Don't even think about it. You know, she said, you probably, the Americans love this name. And then we asked around, and people said it's a great name. And then we trademark it, we .com it, and it's great also on the website, easy to remember. It's 3 words.
Olive My Pickle, yeah.
Not a good idea for businesses. Try to keep a business with 3 words. It's easy to remember.
Yeah. So 2011, you didn't even have the name when you were at the farmers market.
Yeah.
When did you start expanding down to the St. Augustine farmers market?
So since I did the early time, I call it the life before the farmers market for vegetables, we knew the managers, but probably in 2011, first was 2010, I think the first year of Riverside Art Market when they opened. So we stayed there for 15 years. Great place, great market, great people, great community. Can always say great things about them. Then St. Augustine came in, and then we decided to branch all over, which we saw some challenges. Branching so fast and so quick, don't do it so quick. You have to control, and mainly the quality of the product and service the customers. You cannot bring any person to sell your product. The best person to sell your product is yourself. So what we did eventually, my wife and I, split to different markets. My kids went to different markets, and we sold it. And I think that's why we sold so well that we got to the point, what's next? We decided to go wholesale.
And when did that happen?
So wholesale, I would say in 2013, 14, we reached out to the local stores here, and which we still sell, like grassroots and the like.
Oh, okay.
And
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you're in the Olive My Pickle brand, the pickles and the olives are in the grassroots grocery store.
Yeah, right now I think we're in only 3 stores with grassroots and NASA at Fernandina.
Okay.
And they just like buying from us, and we like to sell. And also we backed up from the farmers market. At least they have a channel where to go buy, and now they have the stores. It's another story. But they could have they could buy product during the day or during the week. I'm sorry. But yeah, wholesales, and we were all gung ho, gung ho. Everyone says go wholesale, you will be a billionaire, you will make it. Don't worry, it's all those great stories and promises. It's kind of like the easiest and the quickest, and maybe something I can add on that Charlotte and I decide to live by. Easy choice, hard life. So we flip it, make hard choices, easy life, and the hard choices will lead to a little bit later is go to the online, to the e-commerce. But yeah, let's do wholesales and get to the stores, and we got to Whole Foods, and then Lucky's Market and Earth Fair came into the picture to Florida, and we got a contract with them. We were so excited, but we need to deliver the products. So like when you get to over 20 stores, you get a distributor. But at the end of the day, the numbers did not work. The numbers did not work. We end up 2 to 3% profit margin with all the extra stuff they like. You have free restock on the first and second order delivery. So we were grinding a lot in the beginning. We bought a small box truck refrigerator. Charlotte and I was making the pickles in the morning. Charlotte was packaging them in the morning. In the afternoon, I would drive all the way to South Florida, Naples, and Panama City, Savannah, and like literally either sleep in the truck or get Airbnb for 1 bedroom, not even the whole house, because we were grinding.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it this packaging?
No, back then we were in jars because we didn't get to flexible packaging. And then we got hit with the 2 main stores. We got to almost close to 50 stores throughout the state of Florida with Lucky's and Earth Fair. And you know, when you get like things that shock you and rock you, and you think like, I'm dead, I'm gone, and that's when great things happen, and it's flipped. So 1 bad thing goes happen, 2 good things happen. So what's happened to us? 2 bad things happen, other things, great things happen. So the 2 stores went out of business in a month or 2 within themselves. So Lucky's and Earth Fair went bankruptcy in 2019-ish. And then we got stuck. They didn't pay us for the 40 plus stores, over 100 invoices, and they have our products which we cannot go and take it back. So we lost almost everything, and plus we have 1 or 2 or 3 employees at a time, and like how we pay them, how we pay rent, and we borrowed against ourselves with money we didn't have. I had to get a credit card from Capital One just to have $4,000 or $5,000 to pay for the cucumbers, for the jars. Yeah, that was struggle. And yeah, we were at the time we had maybe $100 in the account to buy grocery for that week.
Sean, I had no idea. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about perseverance. Everybody goes through hardship in entrepreneurship, but I had never known that it was like that. So you lost the product.
Lost the product, lost invoices. It was literally, you can call it bankruptcy, but we decided not to declare bankruptcy. We took a bunch of loans against ourselves. Later on, we consolidate all the loans. We pay them back. We don't own anyone like for years from now. And then we said, wholesalers kick our butts so hard, like we have scars, not just marks.
What was the next step after that? Like, how did you keep the business alive?
So back, we went to the farmer's market, and again, with big gratitude. And this few $100 each market help us to keep going, keep the lights on, keep have bread and butter on the table, a lot of beans and rice at the time.
Yeah.
But then we said, let's go to the e-commerce, which we had a website, but wasn't much to serve for e-commerce. It was like snowbirds or how to find us, who are we. But in 2019, early 2020, we decided to flip it and be e-commerce. And what we do, we don't know. We knew one thing is we cannot sell the product in jars. And then we moved to the flexible pouches.
Yeah.
And then COVID came in, which we were terrifying.
I understand. We're definitely going to get into COVID. I'm gonna eat one of these olives. When you went to e-commerce, how did people find you? How did you make that to where people were able to discover you and actually purchase your products online?
So I'm going to tell you kind of like a story. It's a little bit a soul story, but it's a true story. We start spreading the word here in Jacksonville, and literally because people know us from Jacksonville. It was very, very rare to get an order outside of Florida.
Yeah.
So one of the things we did to save money, let's say we got 5 orders, let's say 6 orders, 5 of them for Jacksonville, and maybe 1 St. Augustine, and then another one outside, and so on. But the first 5, what I did, literally to save the money on postage, if it's $15 times 5, what's come to $75, let's say. $75 means the world to me at the time, and it still means a lot now. But $75 was my weekly budget for food. So I would put it in my car and drove to these customers, and and wrap it off.
Yeah. Oh wow. So we're in 2026. You're at something around 65,000 Instagram followers. You are. I can't even count how many humongous cubbies you have full of product. You're consistently packaging. You're consistently shipping. People are now buying this stuff like crazy.
Yeah.
How did they find you? I mean, how did it go from that, you driving these individual orders where people didn't know you that well, to now it's just moving. It's just constantly hand over fist. People are buying pickles and olives from you.
So, there's always hope. And again, it comes back to the customers, come back to the city, come back to the community, that you keep your ears open. They say, your product is amazing, your product is great. So if the John said that and the Smith says that, why not the Johnson, the Smith in Georgia or Washington or Colorado? We said the same thing.
Yeah.
So we had to keep eating beans and rice for a little bit longer and put the money back in the company and not upgrade our lifestyle. I still live in my rental home the very day where I was broke. So I didn't change much my lifestyle there, but always bring back to the company. And the first time we had extra $500, and I will never forget it, because it means to me now it's $500,000. But the first $500 we did, we had spare. We put it into Facebook Marketplace. Facebook ads.
Yeah.
Yes, Meta. And I was like, that's the biggest mistake. I'm never gonna see this money again. It's like $500 was insane. like, yeah, but had to have faith. And
And what happened when you put the 500 in the ads?
I got $1,500 orders.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and then we did it again, and then we did it again. So we operating now on nice ROAS and return on ad spend, but we do invest in great social media, great marketing, great branding, and how to spread the word. I don't like to say we sell the product to customers. We tell about the product
Yes.
to customers, the health benefits, what is saltwater brine pickles compared to vinegar sugar pickle, which we can talk about it.
We're about to.
Yeah, but why you need to eat these pickles, which are made from our ancestors, compared to the new pickles may started like 50, 60 years ago. What's the difference between the two?
Yeah, I'm going to get into that. I really do. But I can tell that this particular junction of the story has meant something to you. I can see it on your face.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because it's true story, and you know, all the labor we did and all the suffering and working with the kids wasn't in vain, and it pays off. Not just by money, not just success. I can see the product works good on other people. I know I raised my kids right, and I didn't spare on education or anything like that. My relationship with my wife, Charlotte, is stronger than ever because we stick to each other from day one, and we still together, and we just go stronger and stronger. And I think the success beside the company is in my family, which is the most important investment in my life.
When you hit that crossroads, when I tell you the vast majority of people quit right there, I mean that. 98% of the people that were in your position would have quit.
Yeah.
Why didn't you?
Will not lie to you, Randall. I had many, many times, which it's another story which gave me tears again. We tried other jobs, but we still kept Olive My Pickle because we knew there is a hope. It's a healthy product which makes people healthier, happy, and ask us keep on going, keep on going. We just had to find the tune, what we're doing wrong, and remove it and do the right thing. And one of the wrong things we did is wholesale, glass jars. Listen to everyone's advice and do it. So one of the things we decided not to listen to everyone's advice is when everyone else told us, you guys should quit. Shai, you should have a full-time job. Charlotte, go back to your full-time job. Just keep it as a hobby, farmer's market, and make a few $100s a week and go home. And we said, no, there's something bigger. There's something bigger. And then we found there isn't a fermented pickle, sauerkraut, kimchi, pickle juice online that sells online. And we knew there is a way, must be a way. And you know, there is a will, there is a way, but must be, and we're doing something wrong. And at the time, we needed to get side jobs. So Charlotte and I, never forget, this is a very sour one. So Charlotte and I had to find side jobs, and maybe I should not say that.
No, it's all right. Take your time.
Charlotte and I had a side job that we installed.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Take your time.
So one of the jobs we found as a side job which could meet making pickles, make some side hustle money, and pick up our kids after 4 o'clock from school, because we cannot even afford after our school, install swing sets for people who buy things from Costco, Walmart, and I will be the installer, and she will instruction, and install swing sets.
How long did you have to do that?
Close to a year, a few months, and it's swing sets, gym equipment. We have no knowledge, and we buy those cheap tools from Harbor Freight and just put it together.
Yeah. You really just dug in and did whatever you needed to do to make sure that this succeeded. You really did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's yours. You built it. And
Yeah.
I understand that's probably where a lot of the emotion comes from, is the fact that you owned it. It was your responsibility and you saw it through.
Yeah, and keep sticking and keep believing. And supporting each other. Charlotte support me and support her. Our kids support us. They worked all their life as employees from 2 years old till now, and great boys and great wife and our family who made it, and because we believed in each other.
You are the epitome of lucky. If you have somebody that you get to call your partner that supports you like that, you have great kids, you're able to build something together that was full of purpose. To me, that's what life's about, and you know, good on you for sticking through, man. You're starting to see the fruits of your labor.
Yeah, I would say the successful and the best investment was in the family, and the family brought the results of where we are today. And if we'll jump past forward, I look at it the same thing with my team here, my employees. We are not family, but I look at them as family. And I look at them to treat them the same way I want to treat my family. And there isn't any discriminations from color, religions, from where you're from, because I still get it when I make a phone call and they hear my accent and they think, oh, you're a pickle maker. But when I bring them here, everything changed. So I look at the same thing. You don't have to be me, but every immigrant, when they come even work here, I treat them, it's like was me walking on the floor. What I would like to get, what I would like to be treated.
So it wasn't that long ago that you had 2 to 3 employees. That, like, on the grand scheme of things, we aren't that far behind.
5 years ago.
Now we're at roughly 100 employees, and I want to make sure, like, I get that across. We are at 100 roughly employees, give or take a couple.
Yes.
Half of them are not from the United States.
Correct.
And why was that important?
Half of them are immigrants, and why that's important? First of all, I like to bring diversity here.
Yep.
And there's all kind of different culture here, definitely. You can name it later, but there's a little bit of everything, but the mass of the 50% of them are immigrants. And it's important for me that they will see and know there's a room and opportunity for everyone here, and you should not be treated like an immigrant. You should be treated like a person.
Yeah, be a human
and
being.
Look at your level. And every immigrant and everyone here is legal. They get paid the same like as any person we hire from India. There's no different. And they love working here for that reason. They love working here because we offer them benefits, just like any other person. We offer saving. They can go to see a dentist, can go see a doctor because they have health benefits. They can have a saving account for the kids. So when they get to college, they can send the kids. So just like how I got opportunity is giving back. So if I got 1, I give back 50.
Yep.
So I feel like this is the return, the success, more than selling the pickles, is giving other people opportunities. And maybe this 50 you give to another 50, to another 100.
Yep. You have no idea who you're going to inspire by doing that. Also, they don't work weekends.
Yeah.
We're filming this on a Saturday in your warehouse, in your production facility, and we're the only ones here.
Yeah.
So they get to have time with their family as well. It's, you know, work hard, but also you get the opportunity to spend the key days with the people that matter most, and that was important to you.
Absolutely, and they get the paid holidays, so they don't miss times, they don't miss weekends or nights. They have opportunity if they want to work a day shift or night shift. Also, we have a gathering, and we have Christmas party, quarterly party. Some places they don't even offer it, and they get bonuses too. So we show love back.
Wow! So they get bonuses, and you throw quarterly parties to make sure that there's team building and everybody's united.
Because just the way I would like to be treated in another place.
Yeah.
So I don't talk about myself, I talk about them. So their success, it's my success. Their failure is my failure. So I have to line up with them.
Yeah. They are responsible for the growth of this organization.
100%.
So
they are my partners.
Yeah.
Just like how my family and my kids were in the beginning, they are there for me. And I believe we are in the same journey together. So we grow together. They grow in lifestyles. We about to offer them also ESL, English as a Second Language courses, so they can understand. We kind of also teach them a little bit about banking and money and saving, and not fall into the credit card ways.
Yeah.
So how to be a great citizen and how to be, um, how to save the money and use the money.
That's Shai. That's incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Is it okay if we talk about products?
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's, for those who don't know, and for the longest time I didn't know, I don't even think it was till I introduced myself to you guys at the farmer's market that I understood that there was a difference between the pickles that were on the middle aisles versus the pickles that are refrigerated.
Yes.
And so the ones that are shelf stable versus the ones that are filled with good bacteria. Walk me through the difference between those.
So let's actually take us a little bit more back to the stories of the 6th generation pickle making. So back home in Israel, all I know is making saltwater brine pickles. Not much about how's the American pickles, vinegar and sugar. And when we made it here, people ask us why the pickles are different. So like, I don't know what you mean, but they're pickles, the saltwater brine. It's like, oh, these are the fermented pickle. And then ask Charlotte, what is this word, ferment? So it's fermentation. And then we Google it in early 2010. And we find the methods, what we do is actually fermentation over vinegar pickle. And then ask her, what's the difference between the two? And then we Google it again. And we saw fermented product takes times to ferment, which kills the bad bacteria and create the good bacteria.
Yes.
And create the good bacteria, you get the probiotic. So saltwater brine kills the bad guys and bring the good guys and bring the vitamins in and just make a big party or healthy party to your gut, which build your immune system and build your, which we know gut is the first connection to your brain.
The microbiome.
Yep,
Yes.
the microbiome. And how many people say, like, yeah, I like to follow my gut instincts.
Yeah.
So have a healthy gut, you follow your instincts.
Yeah.
So in the big picture, fermented food takes much longer. So if we make a pickle today, we'll be ready in a week or 10 days. If we make sauerkraut today, we'll be ready in 30 days. So it's a lot of planning, coordination, logistics, which I love that. But on the other side, in the life we live today, they like everything done quickly, chop, chop, chop. Like, you know, you go to Amazon, you like to get the package the next day, and oh, sure enough, you can get it by tonight or tomorrow. So people are a little bit less patient. So great things takes time. Don't give it some time. It will come. I can tell you, I was waiting 15 years to get where I'm at, or if not longer. But vinegar pickle done with vinegar, sugar, food coloring to keep the colors, artificial flavors. So the pickle is dead. There isn't probiotic. There's a taste of a dead cucumber, which is good. But not all pickles are created equal. So this one is loaded with fermented, live, well, unpasteurized.
Yeah. And so these have the saltwater brine.
100%. And also you can drink the brine too, because
Which
all
you
the
sell.
good, yes, so all the good stuff in the brine, and then we end up with too many brines, and it's like, what we're gonna do? We cannot just let it go down the drain. So we came up with 6 different flavors, with superfood flavors. So it's not just
spirulina. I saw the spirulina one.
Yes, the blue spirulina and the lemon, and this is the dragon fruit strawberry. So all of the flavors come from under superfood organic powders, and as they're in the brine, they're just enriched to be stronger and more powerful to your gut.
Yeah, I really want to point this out to you because of the array of products you have, why it's important that you have that. So just in what's up here, so I am an olive freak. We've discussed this. I love these. That's why I'm eating them while we're talking.
Absolutely.
My producer, John, loves these. As a matter of fact, when he came and toured to figure out what the shot was, he left with a bag of these pickles.
Correct.
And my better half loves the brine. She takes a shot of it every morning. This, the original, we've got the blue, we've got the dragon fruit in the fridge, but I hate pickles.
Yeah.
I think they smell horrible.
Yeah.
I think they taste horrible.
Absolutely.
But I love olives, and I love your brand. So I continue to come back and purchase your olives. That's why I just wanted to commend you for having a variation for everybody to have something that they like.
That's exactly what you're saying. What you're saying, that's what we did. Again, what you're saying, that's what we keep hearing over and over. She likes the juice, he likes the pickles, I like the olives, and vice versa. And yeah, we try to find a niche or place or an answer for every person who loves something, but again, staying with the healthy conscious for gut health, microbiome, probiotic, and so on and so on. And just like you see here, we call it 3-pack is the winning package, and that's how we build our website around that. So you can pick up a box from box of 3, 6, or 9, and then you can mix and match, and put together, and then we have the subscription which you can change and add. So we try to give a healthy answer for very what's the word I'm looking? Affordable prices.
Yes. Do you guys strictly sell these on your website, or can you go through like an Amazon or a different distributor to have them ordered?
So something I learned over our mistakes that we like to keep our name and protect the brand. So we sell it only on our website, and you can find it on Amazon. Yes, because there's the Amazon customers, they're loyal to Amazon and will not go to other websites sometimes. Even on our website, you have the Amazon buy. They will use the Amazon buy button on our website.
Okay.
But we don't sell it to other companies. We don't want anyone to resell our product. We like to protect the brand, have control over the brand, and we present the brand. The name on the package is my name. The product inside, it's our recipes.
Yep.
So I like to protect it and deliver the highest and the finest.
Is it true that somebody came to you, I believe at the farmer's market, and said that they had been eating your products, and because of that they healed whatever their digestive or gut problem was that they were diagnosed with? Is that a true story?
Absolutely. They came, and actually we got some phone calls about it. It's another silly thing. When I start the business, I put my cell phone because I didn't have a number, and then everyone called my cell phone, asked me the same question. And I didn't know anything about it at all. Charlotte, people says like they feel better about the product. What's going on here? And she said, yeah, it's fermented. It's like, what does it mean fermented, this word again? She said, because it's fermented, it's the good guys died, the good stuff coming. It's like, how that works? So we started fermentation, and then we found out, because they asked us, do you guys pasteurize your pickles? Do you pasteurize your olives or your sauerkraut? And we says, no. It's like, great. It's like, what's so great about it? Because we want to keep it alive.
Yeah. So pasteurize is the process, just for education purposes, of heating it up and then killing the bacteria.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it's better to keep it, to preserve it longer and outside of the fridge in your pantry.
Yes.
But you will get some good stuff, but nothing close to raw.
This is a powerhouse.
This is, yes, this is the bomb. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so we sell pickles, we sell olives. Now we've introduced like the Pickle Factory brand, which is where, like for me specifically, I bought the Cajun garlic, I bought the spiced peaches, the pickled asparagus.
Yes.
So those are not refrigerated.
Correct.
And so talk about the products there. Do those still have good bacteria gut benefits as well?
I would say not good as fermented, but we use all clean ingredients and we keep it minimalist because, like you said, you don't like pickles, but there are other people who like other type of pickles. Not everyone is fermented pickles lover. So we try to come up with an answer for a pickle for everyone.
Yeah.
So another funny story happened to us 2 years ago. Our landlord says like, the neighbors in the front is moving. Do you guys want the extra space? And then extra space was for a retail space. And Charlotte and I look at each other and says like, why we need a retail space if you can have the .com, the e-commerce? And we decided, you know, if we're going to do that, we're going to bring all kind of pickles. So it will be pickle superstore. So we don't expect, and I'm not perfect in my life eating all the clean and healthiest, but there's always, like I was homesick, other people homesick to their grandma pickles, the bread and butter and the asparagus and the boiled eggs. So we try to meet the supply for, or the variety for all pickle lovers. And we don't do like section, we're just the fermented food. No, we're all together. We're all pickle lovers, sauerkraut, anything pickled. And that's why the store came this idea born, and we decided to bring not just pickles, also gifts and merchandise and anything that's related to pickles, pickles hats and pickle koozies and bags and accessories and gifts, including for pets and babies and grandma and I don't know.
Yeah, well, so we're going to do a second part to this episode, and we're going to sit down with your wife and we're going to talk about the merch and the stores.
Yeah.
And we're incredibly excited about that. but at least for now, I wanted to make sure that before we wrapped up, I talked about why it was important that you built here in Jacksonville. You moved here, you thought it was a good place to be. You have 2 retail stores, you have this big warehouse distribution plant, you've built your brand and planted your flag in the city. Why was it important to do it here?
First of all, Jacksonville, it's a great city. I love this city. Even though it's busy as it is, you still have space. At the end of the day, I would say you need to rely on yourself only. Don't expect to get grant from the cities. You may get, may not. I don't know. I never reach out to it. But the people who live in this city are very, very supportive. They really support us in the hard time and hardship we had when we didn't have money. And during COVID, they still came to the farmers markets. And we had a food hub back then. People came. So as much as the city spread, it's still, I call it, small community. And people are just great here. And I don't feel like I need to live and try new opportunity or meet new people. I'm so happy here and I'm so settled. And it's just a great place to live. Just make it work and don't make your problems other people's problem. If you have a problem, fix your problem.
Yeah.
The place is work for you. Don't take your problem to another city.
Yeah. Water your grass.
Yes.
Yeah, water your own grass. I
Exactly.
understand.
Yeah.
Okay, so we understand why Jacksonville, why it was built here.
Yeah.
You know, that's the Jacksonville part of PB and Jax. The P and B stands for pioneers and builders.
Yes.
You've built a company, you've pioneered a brand. You know, you were kind of you were almost done. You know, you almost got to a point where I understand you didn't quit, but I mean,
Yeah.
you had nothing.
Yeah.
So for anybody who's right now building their own brand or building their own product or trying to launch their own business and they're at the bottom of the barrel right now and they're getting kicked while they're down, what would you say to them?
There's a lot of things to say, but listen to everyone, but don't take everyone's advice.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Follow your gut. If you don't have an answer, you don't know what to do, don't do it. Always have a plan B and a plan C. And keep working, but play smart. Don't be fool. And have your partners next to you.
Yeah.
If it's business partner, your spouse, or your children, work together with them because they are your strength.
It's easier to follow your gut when it's full of very good bacteria and probiotics. So make sure whenever you're struggling to build your business to eat some Olive My Pickles and trust your intuition.
Yeah, it's going to do only good for you. We believe that food is medicine, not medicine is food.
Yep.
So for $10 a package, it saves you like hundreds of dollars in medications.
Yep.
So keep eating healthy, you feel light, you sleep better, you focus, clear your mental and your brain, and I think that's one of the things kept us going back then.
Yeah. Well, I want to tell you something, Shai. I'm going to wrap up with this. It's so important I tell you this to your face. I've danced around it in front of you, but I want to just shoot it straight through you. I discovered your product in 2021.
Right.
And I've already mentioned on this podcast, I cannot stand pickles.
Yes.
I think they're awful.
Yeah.
But I kept showing up to your farmer's market stand and I kept buying your olives, and part of that was because the olives were great.
Yes.
The other part of it was, you know, sometimes you can just believe in a brand and you can care about a brand and you can care about the people behind it. And that was no different with you.
Yeah.
I kept showing up, you guys treated me great, you gave me a great product, and I kept coming back. And so whenever I decided to start PB and Jax in 2024, I had a list of people that I just really wanted to interview. It just would have meant the world to me.
Yeah.
And Olive My Pickle was on that list. They were in the 5 biggest interviews I wanted to do. So to sit here today and talk to you is the greatest honor for me. It is, to me, this is the highlight of PB and Jax for me, and I want to say thank you for that.
Awesome.
But I always want to leave with gratitude on this note, because what we do is we interview small business owners, and almost exclusively we interview small business owners who have employees, because we understand what it's like to struggle to make payroll and to wonder if you're going to be able to figure it out and to be responsible for the food and the rent of another person. And so sometimes whenever you think you're at your end, at the end of your rope, you realize that you're responsible for another human being and you find a way to pull it together.
Yes.
And because of that, because you were able to do that here in Jacksonville, and the fact that you were able to start with 1 employee and grow that to 100 in my city, I'm forever grateful for that. I hope that you continue to grow. I hope the next time I talk to you, you're at 200 employees. But from the bottom of my heart, thank you for building here. Thank you for a viable product. Thank you for being with me today. And just thank you for the brand altogether. I'm just very grateful for you.
Absolutely, and I'm grateful I can be a good servant to the city and to the nation. I'm grateful for my wife and my kids. Again, for the people, my vendors, my employees, my customers. It's all together. It's not me. I'm just like one player.
Yep. Well, you're doing great, man. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks for being on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.